there, beloved Ascension pioneers. I found a new corner in my room, so isn't it amazing? Sometimes we have the same sacred space, but we just find something new, like a different aspect of it. So this is really interesting. So I found this space where I have all my crystal wands, where I have all my special crystal thingies, and I put a blanket, and it feels really cozy. So I was reading something about dragons from the Imperial Dragon Oracle, and it just really, some of the things really resonated. And as you might know, I already made a video about dragons and merging as one, not just connecting, but also merging with the dragon energy. And this also deals with us reconnecting back with the dragon ley lines of Mother Earth. And this journey began for me when I found this sacred soul stone. I don't know if you would even see it, but it has a head of a dragon. It has the two eyes, it has the snark, it has everything. And ever since I found this stone and I began watching this TV show called Merlin, which is a lot about dragons, I really began to connect with it. So this week I painted my first dragon painting, and as you can see, this is the closest that I can really describe it. Is the name essence of this dragon is Kenneth Karan. I can't even pronounce it really because it's a phonetical expression. Um, it sounds really similar than the dragon in the TV series Merlin. And when I painted it, Spirit just guided me to this new technique with this, as you can see, this black lining. And I just wasn't sure about it at the beginning. I was like, wow, this is not my style. And I was just like, yes, just go along it. So people really liked it when I shared it on my Facebook page. And what is new for me here in this is that it came out looking like from a cartoon, but somebody said today that it just looks like so alive that I managed to paint it in a way that it looks like the whole landscape is just gonna come alive in the mountains. And yeah, so next week I'm doing a reading, I'm doing a guidance with the Dragon Oracle and with the assistance of my painting and the Dragon Oracle, so please join me then. But until then, I really wish to share from my heart some more about the dragons, because I feel this energy has been so misunderstood on this planet. It was really abused a lot and understood in a way from the negative perspective. So, as you know, dragons and slaying dragons and the darkness and slaying our inner dragons or inner demons and all of that. But in truth, as you know, everything, like it shared in the show, Marilyn, magic is neutral. It's how you use it that, it either becomes in light or in darkness. So when you really tune into the energy of dragons, I feel it's important to understand some of the archetypes and what it's really about, because they are really a symbol of that great divine will of self-empowerment. And somebody shared this today on my page, that they have a lot to do with a lot of us now connecting with this energy and with the fire. And I shared about this with the awakening of heat and body heat and radiating fire from within. So when we do this conscious merge with the dragon energy, this is what begins to take place. And I had a lot of people shared in my community page about this and how they felt this heat, and they even had dreams, meeting their dragon guidance or anything like that. So today I just want to shortly read from this book, because there's an introduction that I feel is really interesting, and I want to share it with you guys because I'm not sure everybody now has this oracle, right? So I'm gonna just put this this painting as I read. I want to put it somewhere, maybe you can just hold it like this, and to just connect with the energy of dragons when I'm reading this. So let me just find the part where it begins to talk about dragons. So let's see. It's about our spirit journey, the beginning. Okay, there it is. Now let me begin. There was a time, many years and tens of thousands of years ago, when mankind was just another animal. It was a time when many of the creatures that we now know of only in mythology actually existed in physical reality. At this time, dragons ruled the world. They were the guardians of the planet and held the energies of creation in balance. So as you see, when we perceive them as dark, or harm, that they mean harm, or they're evil, and they're causing this mishap, and so many misfortunes with with the fire that they breathe out. It's a lot has to do with the age that that current state of evolution was present there. So if the age was very dark, that's how they actually, dragons are very neutral because they're creatures of magic, and just like magic is, it's neutral. So if they were abused or they were misunderstood properly, that's how we interpret it then. So in these dark ages, that's how they were seen. So they kind of describe them as creatures of evil intent, malicious intent. So it says that they were the guardians of the planet and held the energies of creation in balance, like I said. But everything that has a beginning has an end. The time came for the reign of the dragons to cease. It then became the turn of humankind to watch over Mother Earth. As a parting gift, the dragons gave humans the knowledge of the power of fire. So this is what we're awakening now with this dragon energy. It was this power that had brought us to these amazing times in which we now live. What is even more amazing is that the dragons are back. They have returned to help us make the leap of consciousness that will bring our planet and all its inhabitants up to this higher level of being. Dragons have always been harbingers of change, so it should be no surprise that we feel attracted to their energy at this time. It's not just attraction, like I said, it's a conscious merge with many of us. So this oracle actually can help to connect us with the dragon energy and enable us to start to understand the power of change and the wisdom to be found within it. So this helps us to enable us to navigate through life with calmness and ease. And this is how we welcome the dragon energy in. So this is when it becomes the part enters with describing the world of dragons and the legends. The dragon is without doubt the most widespread of all the guardian spirits of the earth. The word dragon comes from the Greek drakon, meaning the seeing one. So as you see, my dragon, I say mine, but it's ours, is actually golden white. It's the same as all the frequency coming through my essence. And it has these beautiful white wings. They're shining wings, and it's like intermingling of colors of shining illumin. So it's a dragon of illumination. This is actually the dragon of illumination, and it has some copper golden like insides of the skin, and it's very shiny. It's how I saw it. And of course it flies above the mountains, as you know, my own connection with the mountains. So now let's look at the legends and what they're saying. Most commonly depicted as a huge bat-winged, fire-breathing, scary serpent with a barbed tail, the dragon has embodied since the dawn of time a powerful protective energy, and it's also the energy of self-empowerment. These fearsome beasts were often seen as gatekeepers to other realities and guardians of treasure and spiritual wisdom. There is a common theme throughout much of world mythology in which the hero does battle with a dragon in order to secure a hoard of treasure. As you know, if you've been watching the Hobbit movies, it's all about the gold. So dragon, of course, again, it's neutral. It just symbolizes their own greed. So they say dragons want the gold, but they just actually reflect the greed of those who also wanted the gold just for themselves and to keep it. So they were gatekeepers to other realities, and this is what they're now. When we merge with this essence, it really becomes an experience when new worlds, the insights into new worlds and other dimensions become more apparent to us. So these mythologies in which the hero does battle with a dragon to secure a hoard. Examples include the Greek hero Jason. I don't know if you've been watching the TV show called Atlantis. It's a very similar style to the Merlin TV show. Again, it has lots of legends, kind of built in their own way. So they kind of use these examples. And you have to use your discernment, of course, to know what's. But there's a lot of messages that can come through such series that have that kind of topic. And the Celtic and Germans heroes Arthur, this is the Merlin saga, Tristram, Beowulf, and Sigurd. In India, in the Naga region of Assam, the local tribes tell of dragons who may assume human or half-human, half-reptile form. They are guardians of treasure, most notably pearls. Again, you know, it's connected with that wealth and coins and golds and pearls. Links between dragons and pearls can be found in many other cultures as well. Chinese dragons are depicted with thunder pearls in their mouths that they spit out. In other traditions, dragon deities are connected to the moon, the night shining pearl, or I just have one hand, so that's how it is. Or the Pearl of Heaven, as it is called in Mexico. Buddhist legends from India and Japan tell of the precious pearl that grants all desires that is obtained from the sea dragon. One of the earliest written records relating to dragons comes from the Herodotus, the Greek father of history. And in the 5th century before Christ, he describes the dragon as a creature of both water and land. As you know, there's still many legends of the creatures like in Scotland, we have the Loch Ness, the Nessie monster that many of the people don't yet know about. But these are all beings that also link with the inner earth, and sometimes they come to the surface. And I think this is explained in one of Dolores Cannon's books as well. So he says it lays its eggs on the land and lives there during the daytime, while at night it lives in the water. Its claws are strong, and the scaly skin on its back cannot be sundered. Yeah. Some cultures depict the dragon as a serpent born from a rooster's egg incubated in manure, while others said it arose from the combining of a human or worm with metal. That's weird. Ancient Chinese sources say that dragons are hatched from stones as snakes or born from sea plants or aged pine trees. That's a bit weird as well. You know how people like to interpret legends in their own way. In most traditions, dragons were intrinsically linked to the natural world. That's what they do represent. But I said they're like direct reflection of our consciousness. The Babylonians' creation myths tell us of the she-dragon Tiamat. I'm sure you heard of that one. The mother of all the gods. When she was slain by her descendant Marduk, the world was formed from her body. In India, the drought demon was a dragon that confined water. It was slain by the Vedic god Indra with a thunderbolt, bringing about the annual rainy season. So you see, sometimes they're depicted as, helping for the greater good, for the collective, with their gifts, with their talents. And the fire breathing quality isn't always a negative one. In ancient Egypt, Osiris, the god of the underworld, kept a dragon that he released once a year. It's very similar in the Merlin TV show when the king kept only one dragon and kept it below the surface in a cave. The dragon rose up from the underworld into the physical world, causing the annual flooding of the Nile River, creating the rich and fertile flood plain. Some Chinese dragons are also rainbringers that sleep in pools during the winter, the drought season, and rise in the spring to fight, causing the thunder and lightning of the spring storm. So you see, it's like they're connected with the natural cycles of rhythms of life. The ancient Chinese art of Feng Shui determines the best positions of buildings according to how the energy of the local dragons courses through the land. In Greek mythology, the fertility goddess Demeter, you probably know of that one as well, rode the chariot drawn by dragons and brought the knowledge of agriculture to the people. References to fire-breathing dragons can be found in many Middle Eastern cultures, including the Egyptian fiery flying serpent, and the Leviathan, which is graphically described in the book of Job in the Bible as follows. This is an interesting part. His sneezes flash forth light, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. You can see what kind of eyes I created. Ooh, flashy. Out of his mouth go burning torches, sparks of fire leap forth. Out of his nostrils smoke goes forth as from a boiling pot and burning rushes. His breath kindles coals and a flame goes forth from his mouth. Very interesting. The evil dragons were considered symbols of death and destruction. A lot of times they were associating them also with the war. The Greeks and Romans, although accepting the Middle Eastern concepts of dragons as a dark power, again, only one hand, also saw them as benevolent beings that dwelt in the inner earth. And there's still a lot of connections with that. However, over time, the idea of dragons as evil became dominant, especially when the church, that's the interesting part, when the church, where lost that part? Where is it? Where the church decided to link dragons to sin and paganism. It's very much the same in the Merlin TV show. It's all about suppressing the old religion, which is, just that divinity of all life and creation. So the classic scene of a slain dragon at the feet of saint or martyr was seen as symbolic of the Christian fight against the old religions. The dragon has also been long considered as a symbol of sovereignty for humans, which is the self-empowerment. From the emperors of ancient China to the tribal leaders of the Celtic and Germanic traditions, dragons were also strongly linked to warfare. In Homer's Iliad, King Agamemnon has on his shield a blue three-headed serpent. Likewise, the Vikings painted dragons on their shields and carved dragons' heads on the prows of their ships. Up until the Norman conquest in 1066, the dragon was the chief royal insignia for war. So it is said by some that this tradition dates back to the times of Uther Pendragon in the TV show. That's interesting. The father of King Arthur. Even today, the Prince of Wales has a dragon as his symbol. So although many people might dismiss dragons as mere figments of their imagination, the truth is that they're still powerful symbols in many lands. So like I said, there's many connotations, many myths. There's more here, also the Celtic mythology, but I think you can find this online. I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted to read part from that. It's very much about now to understand the ethereal connection, to understand the spirit form. As you know, to understand our human form and variation of purpose, from a spirit perspective, not how we perceive it now in this denser reality. The same goes for every other part of creation and form. So when you link with the real truth of the dragons, you again will link to the ethereal truth of the dragons. I read a bit of that because I think it's interesting. I think everything always reflects the consciousness of the human nature, how we project everything, and how these legends and everything just describe the current state of consciousness and how people at that level were able to perceive things. But again, like I say, any creature of magic, which the dragon of course also is, it is always neutral. So if we will hate dragons, if we would like slay them or fight against them, they will just start, defiling back. So they would just start defending themselves, and we would of course say, wow, they're evil, look at that. So this is one aspect that is beautifully shown in this cartoon movie, animation movie called How to Train Your Dragon. Very beautiful. Made me cry several times, I know, must admit. And it just really, really helped me to get a better spirit connection with the truth of the nature of creation of the dragon beings. I hope this can assist you in your own dragon unveiling journey as well. Stay tuned. Watch out for my Spirit Weekly guidance next week. It will be done with this oracle and with the help of my painting. As always, try to make these things fun and colorful and magical for all of us. So until next time, me and my dragon companions are saying goodbye. So much love, wisdom, and power, and take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.